Delighted to say we're now joined in the studio by this legendary goal scorer.
It could be away here. Michael Owen, he's got goals with him, but it's still Owen. Oh, what a goal!
What a shot for the hat-trick here. Owen! Oh, this is getting better and better and better.
I had him in my pocket, and I'd actually gone up for a corner and left what I thought was plenty of people behind.
Adams has stayed back for Arsenal. Got a pace here of Michael Owen again. It's there!
Wenger blamed me for that.
Free kick for Manchester United meantime. Into the near post. It's a goal! Michael Owen!
Yeah, he won the Ballon d'Or, won the Premier League title, scored 40 goals for England in 89 caps. Absolutely brilliant career. Of course, nowadays he's very much involved in other sports, including horse racing, which we'll touch on in a moment. It's a very good morning to Michael Owen. Morning, Michael.
Morning, Michael. How you doing?
Morning, Ali.
Look, Michael, we've had Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we've had the Beckhams, the Rooneys, the Vardys. Prime Video's giving viewers a front row seat to the action with Meet the Owens, you and your family. I have to be honest, meet the McCoists, yeah, I get that. We would be scared stiff at the Stelling household of letting the cameras in there. You worried about it at all?
No, we loved it. Absolutely loved the process. To be honest, when I first was approached, I thought this would be fantastic for my stables. Everybody thinks, oh, Michael Owen's into his horses, but I don't think people actually realise how much and for how long and to what level, let's say. But we've been training for 23 years now. I've had Manor House stables, and we've got 135 horses, and we're all over the world with our string. It's just it's amazing, and I wanted to show people that. And then the doors open, and then you get friendly with the crew and everything else like that, and welcome them into your house, and then all of a sudden the cameras are just there, and they're there all the time, and it's been a right laugh. We've absolutely loved it.
That's what I was going to ask you, Michael, right? See, with a programme like that, Jeff's right. I mean, the pressure's right on you, the Kardashians, and I mean, Ozzy Osbourne, the whole lot. But how much control do you have, A, of the edit, and how much are they in your life, like, actually 24/7?
We've had, listen, the guys that we've been working with, obviously Prime Video and Whisper, who have been the production company, have just been absolutely brilliant right from minute one. We're not actors. We said that right from the start. We don't want anything being staged or anything else like that. What happens, and we're more than happy to open our doors and, open my family to what it is. Well, listen, we've been used to cameras for some time, but so... Yeah, we've, if something was said or something happened and we don't want it in, then they've been absolutely cool with that. But I must admit, there's been very little, and we've it's basically warts and all.
Brilliant. As far as the yard goes, things going well, aren't there? Saw a couple of winners at the Ebor meeting last year.
Yeah, absolutely thrilled. 2 winners at the, and we all know how competitive it is up there at York. So to have 2 winners in the week, it was great. We're about 2/3 way, or 2/3 through the season now, and we're pretty much ahead of where we have been in previous seasons. We're nearly up at 1.2 million of prize money and 40 odd winners, etc. So yeah, we're ticking along well. We had our first Group 1 winner in about 10-12 years in America the other day. We won the Saratoga Derby as well, which is just incredible. So things are going really, really well. Yeah.
Where did it come from, Michael? Where did the interest come from? I mean, back in our day, we always had a day at the races. We were going to Cheltenham or even one of the local courses, Hamilton Air up here, whatever it may be. Where did the interest come from you? Because the legendary stories are, I can't remember, one of the boys said you would always march into the dressing room in the morning with a racing post under your arm.
That's true. Still do, although not into a dressing room anyway. The interest came from my dad. Definitely. He used to watch me play on a Saturday morning, and on the way home, if I scored a goal or two, then he'd give me £1 and I'd go to the sweet shop as my reward, and he'd go next door to the bookies to put his 50p on 3 horses. So we'd go home and watch his horses running. So that's where it all started. And then fortunately for me, obviously, I came into a few quid, and by the time I was 18, I bought my first horse, and then within a year or two, I just knew this was the industry for me. I knew that the football industry didn't last forever. I wanted to start a business, and I didn't know what, but I knew by the time I was 20 what I wanted to do, and by the time I was 23, I looked at so many different farms, found an old arable farm, and and opened the doors to Manor House Stables. As you start small, started with about 5 or 10 horses, and now we're up to 135 and employing 50 people, and everything's going great. So, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely my pride and joy.
Brilliant. I mean, we can see how much you love it by the way you talk about it. It's passion,
Passion.
Look, let's touch on football for a moment or two. Let's put yourself in Alexander Isak's shoes. Yesterday, 2-1 down in added time at Newcastle. You get a penalty. He's had a pretty difficult start at Liverpool. Are you grabbing that ball to take the penalty?
Do you know what? I had this debate. I was doing the game for TV last night, and we had this debate as well. It's one of those, isn't it? If you're not the allocated penalty taker, then it's very hard too, and I don't think you should. We've seen over the years people squabbling on the pitch. It's not a good look at all. And added to that, he was already under a lot of pressure. Imagine grabbing that ball in the 97th or whatever the minute was and taking that. And imagine not scoring. I mean, ooh. So I know it would be great for him to get off the mark and get going, but if he wasn't the allocated penalty taker, then he shouldn't be taking it. And that's not to say that before the game or whatever he shouldn't. I mean, he took penalties for Newcastle and a very good penalty taker. So, and he's not going to get them anytime soon because it wasn't a bad penalty, was it, from Szoboszlai?
Brilliant.
Wow, it was a tremendous penalty.
Wow.
Michael, where are you with Isak at this moment? I just think that particular penalty, Szoboszlai was always taking it, and likes of Isak had far more to lose than he had to gain by taking that penalty. But where are you with Isak at this moment in time? And he looks to me, he obviously he's big injury problems and all that stuff. The move was well documented. Newcastle fans are unhappy. What's it going to take for him to get playing with a regular confidence and show the ability that we know he has?
Well, I'm not sure about you, Ali, but I had plenty of injuries in my career, so I know how hard it is to get back, and you do need a bit of time. And everybody's given him time and understood that, but then he's sort of finished the season, then he's gone to the World Cup, and now he's had a pre-season, and you just think, okay, now we're starting to run out of excuses. We need to start seeing the real Isak, and we know how good he is. I mean, wow, we saw him for Newcastle. I mean, he's absolute class. But we haven't seen it for Liverpool just yet, and I think, questions will come now. As I say, always give him the benefit of the doubt in the past with Liverpool, but at the start of this season now we're expecting, and Liverpool absolutely need him. They've lost Salah, Ekitike's out. There's not that many options in attacking areas. They absolutely need him to be on top form. Yesterday, he was far from it. I thought he was a yard off, and that's worrying. But so was Wirtz. I thought he was really quiet as well. So, it wasn't the greatest performance for Liverpool. They actually did well to scrounge a point in the end. But obviously, he's the big money signing. He's headline maker. And, I can't say he played well because he really didn't.
What would be acceptable for Liverpool in Andoni Iraola's first season, do you think?
Well, everybody says Champions League qualification at the start. But I mean, it'd be a disaster if you couldn't. I mean, they got into the Champions last season with an awful season, so that really doesn't wash for me. I mean, of course, Arne Slot lost his job by getting in the Champions League qualification places, so I don't think that's enough. Obviously, with a new manager, he's going to get a bit of time and he's picking up the pieces. If you'd asked me, 12 months ago, they've just won the league. In fact, they cantered to the league. They won it easily. And then they went and spent fortunes. If you'd asked me to sit here a year on and sort of say where they are and what's happened in the meantime and sort of a bit of a mess that's in front of us at the moment, then I would never have believed it. There's so much surgery that needs on that team, and it was such a great team not so long. Why? How has this sort of happened? It's unbelievable. But let's get it right. One game, it wasn't a disaster. 1 point, not easy. New manager of Newcastle, new players. Obviously, the Kevin Keegan emotion that was in the air. It's not the worst result to go to St James's Park and get a point. So. We mustn't get too carried away. And Iraola, I like him. I like his style of play. I think he could be the right fit for Liverpool. And we'll see this season.
Hoisty's going to be dying to jump in, so I'll say quickly, we know you have to leave us now. So, look, I'm looking forward to hearing about how you're the last man to leave the dance floor, mate.
As long as you don't see me dancing, that's all right.
Brilliant. Look, really appreciate you coming in, mate. So, all 6 episodes. Meet the Owens, available to stream exclusively on Prime Video from the 28th of August in the UK and Ireland. and available to Prime members at no additional cost. Good luck with the
Great to see you, Mike. All the best, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.